What's up, guys? It's your favorite tomboy here, giving you another episode of Just Kicking. Of course, I have my beautiful sisters with me, Alyssa, Alanna, Candace, and Bria. This episode, I wanted to get a little deeper and self-reflect and really dig a little deep into you guys individualistically. I think we are all goal-oriented women. And I wanted to talk about purpose, your purpose in life, or what do you believe your purpose is, and just feelings behind that. So you can start with anybody, or if anybody want to go first about what do you really think your purpose is here on this earth or in life.
I'm gonna go first. This is my time to shine.
Okay.
But, to begin with, I am definitely indented with this. But no. My purpose in life, for real, I gotta be wealthy for sure.
Okay.
I have to be wealthy, and I need to change this world.
Okay.
Because it's a lot of things I have problems with. I definitely feel as though, because for one, I am late to work every single day. This is not y'all think I'm playing, but this is not an exaggeration. I'm supposed to be at work at 8 a.m. I get to work around 9:45 every day. I'm not even joking. I'm not trying to be funny. Really, I'll be late every day. And I know that for a fact, and I do that with every single job I have. I know that for a fact. I cannot work for anybody. I have to be my own boss. Even now when I'm doing hair, that is the only time I get up on time. Never late doing anybody's hair. I'm always on time with that. But I know for a fact I can't listen to people. I cannot be told what to do. I really can't just be underneath somebody. I have to be my own boss. I have to change the world. Because the way this world is, we all gonna die if it don't be changed. So in many ways, I want to change this world.
Okay.
Because I feel like I'm also Dr. C.B. granddaughter. Well, great-granddaughter. So I want to change the world with things like that. As far as herbs and healing yourself. I'm really into that. A lot of holistic stuff. Government don't kill me. But, seriously though, that's really my thing. Alanna, everybody, every time somebody's sick, oh, you need to try that. Here, I ordered you this from Amazon. Drink this tea. You're gonna feel better in a couple of days, but you got to do it. They all call me Mrs. Natural because I'm always finding remedies, stuff like that. But no, my purpose in life, definitely, I feel like I'm here to heal people, help people, be my own boss, and just change the dynamic of a lot of things. That's really my purpose and why I'm here.
Love it. Anybody else?
I think my purpose here is my ambition. I definitely no, let me not say that. I just feel like me growing up, I feel like I am better now at expressing myself and not being shy to ask for help or just being me. Because when I never got so much bullied, but I'm a free spirit. So I would dye my hair all the time, different colors. I'm a tomboy, so I wear certain things, that's not for girls to do in a sense, or like a boy, or I talk like one, So for a while, it was just I wasn't comfortable with being me because somebody would always have something to say. But now it's just I love me for me, you know what I mean? I just like who I am. I like my characteristics, my hair, you know what I mean? If I want to change my color, that's me. If you don't like it, then hey, but I had to grow to love me, you know what I mean? Same with Alyssa. I want to be here to help people. I am definitely a nurturer. I want to help people all the time. Crazy part, I love cooking, but I feel like I should be a therapist or something, because I'm always if somebody's down, I'm the first person to be hey, you okay? You need me, whatever. But when it's time for me, I want space. Mm-hmm. And I need to learn how to let somebody help me instead of me always being the one to help someone. Mm-hmm. So I feel like I'm here for helping people. I want to grow more. You know what I mean? It's always room for maturity. That too as well, because I'm only 22. You know what I mean? So I think I'm still learning more things each and every day. I definitely want to be my own boss. So if it's not cooking, being a therapist, or also babysitting kids, because I love children too. So if that's not it, I have so many plans. But I'm just trying to figure out which is one. My number one is definitely cooking, being a pastry chef. But I definitely want to do more because I feel like when you branch off to more things, you're experienced to more. I don't never just want to settle for one thing. Just experience, just go out and do so much. So I just feel like my purpose here is really to do everything until you can't do it no more. Just be free to so much things. Don't just settle for one thing, because you never know what you may like. So.
Absolutely.
I think that's a hard question for me. I have changed a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I always I thought I was headed down one path for it to be switched to something else, for me to now be doing something completely different. I actually had this conversation with DeAndre maybe 2 weeks ago because I was like lightweight freaking out. Because I didn't know what I wanted anymore. Um, I'm just very different from me. You know, I used to imagine myself having this like corner office with floor to ceiling windows, being like this executive. And then it was like snatched from me. I got laid off and all this other stuff happened. I won't get into all of that.
Mm-hmm.
But like then that changed and I started doing, the sexual health and sex stuff. And then I kind of went back. And so it's like and then I found a spiritual journey like in the middle of that. And so I didn't know what I wanted. And so he kind of helped me figure out like, well, maybe it's all three. Like maybe you just need maybe like not one specific thing will fill your cup. It will be a combination of the three things that you need. So maybe you don't want this corporate office anymore, but maybe you want the opportunity to dibble and dabble in it, right? You still love to do the sex parties and toys and things and talk to women about that stuff. Maybe that's what you need to focus on. And then my spiritual stuff too. I'm finding myself a lot with that. And I realized that the key thing in all three things, because in my corporate life, I'm in HR, right? I'm like one of the first people or candidates meet before coming into a company, right? So I'm like the catalyst for change for them. Then pure romance. I'm the person that the women are meeting so that, we can talk about whatever it is, whether they have an issue or maybe they don't have an issue. Maybe they just want some spice or maybe they don't, whatever. I am a catalyst for change for them there too. And then my spirituality. I noticed that I always encounter people who are just getting started with it and have some questions. And next thing you know, the ball gets rolling for them. So I'm like a catalyst there too. So I noticed that the common denominator with all three of those things is that I am kind of like the door opener for people. Like I am the connector. Mm-hmm. I help them with whatever is about to happen next. I like basically tell them like, it is okay to open this door.
You're the
Go
consultant.
ahead. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I think that's my purpose. Like I am the connector.
Okay.
I think my purpose is to use my passion to help others in some way. I knew from young, I guess, that whatever I did, I knew that it wouldn't be meaningful to me unless I was helping people in some way. And I guess it's more like philanthropy, I guess, because, for example, finance. Yeah, you can help people financially, but you're really working for the company. So I knew like when I thought about business and I thought about those aspects, I couldn't see myself like getting up and doing that every day. Just because for me, it's like, so how am I helping people? Like, who did I actually touch today? And I don't think I really knew my purpose until probably now in life, but I've noticed that everything that I've done has kind of like aligned me to where I am today. And I think I'm fortunate enough to know that probably since younger than high school, since like elementary school, I remember in 6th grade, I like decided that like I wanted to be a doctor. Mm-hmm. I just knew that that's what I wanted to do. I love science. I always loved technology. And again, along the way, like I considered other things, like I considered business, I considered that. But here I am from 6th grade to now, and this is what I'm doing. And I just think that I'm very fortunate to know that and to actually like feel comfortable, because even to this day, I think this is the best job in the world. Mm-hmm. Hopefully I still feel like that once I start practicing. Mm-hmm. But, and I think my purpose is to actually use my passion for science and technology and figuring out how things work and wanting to heal others, and using that in my life, like with every patient I meet. And also, I think for myself, I'm very empathetic, believe it or not, which is why I think sometimes I close off a lot of relationships with people, or I try not to engage, or I never had too many friends because it's just too much for me. And I feel like somehow, you know, a lot of people that I meet, I'm always smiling. I always try to be positive, even if I'm having a bad day. Like, I'll meet someone and I'll smile, I'll say thank you, and make their day better in some way. And I think because I really grab onto other people's emotions sometimes, the way that I kind of go through life is trying to, like, keeping that in mind and considering that other people may be picking up on my emotions and trying to be like that person in that positive light in their life, and somehow maybe change their mood or make them forget about what they're going through. So as a doctor, I think not only am I going to be able to fulfill my purpose of healing people and helping others, but I think I don't just want to be a doctor. I don't just want to do the medicine. I actually want to be someone who's personable and someone who, every time they come see me, it's like I'm making their day better. And
I feel like I just watched you give a whole speech in a auditorium. In an auditorium.
You heard the violins in the background.
Right. She got a projector hanging in the back, and she's like, "This is."
And it was like,
I wish I loved the violin. So
that was good. That was good. I think we all have some type of healing power, and it's just more of just allowing each other to tap into it at the time that we're supposed to tap into it. I think my purpose also is helping. I've always been a helper. I'm definitely an empath. I think we all have some sense of being empathetic and being an empath are two different things. But I think we all kind of have that type of sense to help people. Is just in what capacity and figuring out how. I know, me and Candace, we're married, so I know she's struggled with finding who Candace is. I think we've all struggled with finding who we are. But I know Candace has struggled with finding who Candace is. I have struggled with finding who I am. But I think my purpose here is to aid people to where we're going in life, if that makes sense. I kind of recently discovered this, like, I'm always in my head and stuff, and I was like, I really feel like I am a future soul that came from the future to come here to aid people into what the future is, because I've always been the outsider. I've always been the person who thinks differently. I've always been the individualistic person and not the like, I'd never traveled in groups. I said this before, like, I've always been the person who just could not grasp the 9 to 5 etiquette or technique. I do it because I know how to do it. I've always done things because I know how to do it, but I always wind up leaving. And even with, like, my jobs, I'll get a good stable job. Usually lasts about 2 years. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I've learned that, like, recently. Like, I don't think I've ever passed the 2-year. I think maybe I was at a job for like 2.5 years, and that's because I went on maternity leave for a year. You know what I mean? And every time I leave, I always go back to the kids. Every single time. Like, I always go back to the kids. And I love working with them. I love the teenagers, but I hate working for other people because I hate doing things the way other people do it. So I always wind up saying, this ain't paying enough, or, I love it here, but I'm not getting enough money, and I'm tired of them telling me something, or I'm bringing them ideas and they're not listening to me or whatever. And then I wind up leaving to get another good gig, to come back, to get another good gig, to come back. It's been that since I could remember. And each time, though, it's always me being the mentor. It's always me teaching people how to think outside the box. It's always me getting people to realize their potential, or getting people to see the light within them, because I'm always looking at the good things within people or whatever. I'm always looking at what you're capable of, telling you you're capable of doing this, even aiding you through it, even helping you through it, So that's what I feel like my purpose is. I also feel like my purpose is to teach people through my experiences.
Yep.
Right. So I go through a lot of things. Everybody know that. Like, y'all know that. Not everybody, because I don't show it. I don't project it to the world. But, I go through a lot of turmoil within. And I feel like, or I go through heartbreak, or I go through losing my job, or I go through just experiences, trying to find myself, insecurities, whatever it is. But I always find a way to take those things and project it positively to other people, because I feel like somebody else might be going through this. Somebody else might be going through heartbreak. Somebody else might be going through insecurities about themselves. Somebody else might be going through life changes or whatever. And the way I talk to myself, because how you talk to yourself is very, very important. And I feel like the way you talk to yourself, if you talk to yourself in a positive light, you can be speaking to somebody else who can relate to that, and you can inspire them to be better or let them know that they're going to be okay. That's why I started the You Got This project. But anyway, like I said, my purpose, I feel like, is to teach people through my experiences and to motivate them and to be themselves, that it's okay to be different, that it's okay to be an individual, that it's okay if you are going through spiritual journeys and spiritual awakenings and people may not understand what you're going through, but somebody understands what you're going through somewhere, So yeah, that was that. With that, what is your greatest fear?
To be broke.
She's not playing though.
I know she's not.
I literally, being that the money I'm making now and it has a potential to, or not a potential, it's gonna keep growing and everything. I literally fear not having money. Like, that is something that it makes me panic. I just can't do that. And it's not even because I need to buy those things. It's just that I really feel as though I can't just be underneath a space where as though I'm financially unstable. I just don't want that. And I truly believe that I'm gonna be a millionaire. I truly believe that people be saying oh no, that's unrealistic. That's nothing. No, I really feel like I am, and I have a goal set for me to be a millionaire. I'm gonna go and be y'all quit your jobs right now because we rich. I'm dead serious. About
She's
that
a Capricorn.
I'm dead serious about that too.
I told you.
I'm gonna literally call all y'all and be y'all need to quit your jobs right now. Or even if you're
we
your
made
own
it,
boss.
bitch.
Right.
We made it,
We
bitch.
Bitch, I made that's how y'all all do.
Right. Or even if let's say we're not even working, y'all not even working for nobody, y'all doing your own business. I got some money for you. And about to grow. And I'm dead serious about that too. That's really my greatest fear, because I really feel like I'm just gonna be that person. That's just somebody. That's my purpose in life too. I'm not even gonna be I think I'm gonna be rich, and I want to be wealthy. I want to keep creating generational wealth, because a lot of things. Our family, our family has a lot of generational wealth, just owning houses and stuff like that too. I want to continue that, and that's something that's really, really important to me. I just got to be financially stable. So I fear being broke. I also fear, now it's something real serious, because that's serious, but something real serious. I fear being mentally unstable. It's been times in my life where I have been depressed or I really suffered from bad anxiety, and I've noticed how it affected me really badly. To the point where I was losing weight, I was really, really skinny, and I used to do the same exact thing every single day and not even realizing it. I would go to class and stay in my room all day, and be miserable. And I didn't even realize it at first until I remember this day. We was going to my grandma's 75th birthday party, and Candace was like, "Are you depressed?" And I just started busting out crying. And that's when I realized that I was depressed. Because I was not the same person. I was like, you're not the same person. You're not joking and laughing. I just hated how that made me feel.
What made you ask her that?
I don't remember. I just think I looked at her. And she was different. She was just really different. So pay attention to the signs of your loved ones. But she was withdrawn. She seemed angry. And I don't remember why I asked her in that moment, but I remember that time. And she was just very, very different. And it wasn't something that I was used to, so I just came out and asked her.
Because I didn't know at first. I was just I was just trying to figure out what is wrong with me. And I think a lot of different things was going on in my life too. I was for one, me, I thought she was about to do something crazy. 'Cause
She just scratching.
I think that was the first time me and Alanna have separated. Like we weren't, because me and Alanna be with each other every single day, and I was like the very first time when we separated, we were not waking up next to each other and all of that stuff. So that was a change that I had to adapt to. At first, I thought I was gonna be okay, but that actually like took a lot of me mentally, just separating. Then I was like away from everybody. I went to another city, and I was just like I felt alone. Like I felt like I didn't really. Like I didn't belong there. Like I really felt like I should not be here, and I only stayed there for like 6 months or whatever. And I came back to Alanna, and my life just changed and everything.
Just for FYI, not to stop you, Alanna, Alyssa, and my brother Ahmad, they're triplets. So Alyssa and Alanna are like always together, like they're attached at the hip. So this is why this is taking a toll on them. So, okay.
Yeah, like we're married too. But yeah, like that, like those, like just being away really like messed me up. And I think something else happened. Something else, like I developed like some condition where I can't really eat a lot of food, so that also contributed to me losing a lot of weight. And I just remember like looking at myself in the mirror. I'm like, yo, why am I so skinny? And I couldn't figure it out for months. Like within that whole year, I was in and out the doctor's office, really trying to figure out like what is going on with my appetite or whatever. Because I couldn't eat nothing. Like literally, I would take a spoonful, no exaggeration,
And be full.
And I just could not, and it would make me sick just trying to keep eating or just trying to feel full. Or I was feeling full, but like, trying to eat enough because I wasn't eating enough. And it was just like a lot of things going on in my life where though like I just felt like I can't do it.
I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Things are changing. I know things are changing, but I have no idea what is happening to me.
Yeah, and that's one thing I just don't like being mentally unstable. Like even like one time I had a mental breakdown at work. And I had to leave. And it wasn't even because something happened. It was just the fact that I couldn't stand being there. And
I've been there.
Yeah.
And not to cut you off, but I've been there. Like, I've been there. I probably called you
because
crying.
I'm the connector, right? Like, because I told it got to a point where Danielle, that's your story to tell if you want to tell it. But like, it got to a point with Danielle, Georgie, when I was like, you have to call me every day because I need to hear from you. I need to know. You just need to call, even if you want to say hi or right bye, because that's where it got with her. So like, again, you got to look for the signs.
This is deep because I'm over here holding back tears.
Right.
Me too. I'm over here like this is real. Like,
it is real.
If people don't know, I'm the cry baby out of everybody. They know I will cry in a minute. And
So
you gotta make me cry. Oh my God.
Make me
So
cry.
Alyssa, but like you got to, because that's where it got. Like the same. I asked you.
Preach. Can we get some napkins over here? Because my eyes are swollen.
Her eyes is burning.
They burn.
Somebody cut
Onions. Right. Allergies. Right. Allergies. I got allergies and stuff.
Right. But yeah, so that's what it was. Like I told her like, yo, you gotta talk to me every day. You gotta call me. Even if you don't want to talk, I just need to hear from you. And if I didn't, and she don't know this, but like it by a certain time, if I didn't hear her, I was calling her like, yo,
this is true.
What's up? You all right?
I was going through it,
Okay.
and I'm one of those people that, like, when I'm going through something, I shut all the way down. Like, I don't want to talk to anybody. I don't want to, and it's more of feeling like I got it. Like, I'm going to get through it, and I don't want to put my burdens on anybody else. I don't want anybody to feel sad or feel sorry for me because, I'm not a victim. I always feel that way, regardless of what it is. I already know I'm going to get through it. It's just a moment. But when you're going through it, child, Jesus Christ. And especially, y'all know, I'm a mom. I'm trying to make it out here. I'm trying to figure it out. I got to work because I'm a mom. I hate working for people. I hate jobs. I hate dealing with people that I don't like. And then you have a dad who, my mother understands, but she doesn't. And daddy understands, but he doesn't because he's very technical and is like, look, you work, you deal with what you got to deal with.
Yeah.
And then you pay your bills, you take care of your family and whatever. You just got to do what you got to do. And it's like, it's simple for you. Dr. Robotnik. It's okay. It's okay for you. But when you're dealing with people who really take on other people's energies or who can feel certain things and they just don't feel safe or they don't feel good in the space that they're in and they got to deal with these people that they don't want to be around, it takes a toll on you. It takes a toll on your health. It takes a toll on you physically, and you don't know what's going on. Not even realizing that energetically it's what you around because of the sensitivity that you have. But people who aren't in tune with themselves will not understand that. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But back to where you was at.
No, I'm trying to fight back too. Like I just remember like that. And that was like a good. Even when I left, I was still depressed a little bit because I was trying to get myself out of that feeling, and it was like. For like maybe like a good about year and a half, I felt like that. I just remember, and I think another thing too, I wasn't working, so I was like financially like I wasn't there, and I just remember like I remember just waking up and staying
Maybe
in the
that's
bed.
why I'm crying too, because this child, I feel her. But go ahead. Because the shit's still falling. I'm alright. Like, but go ahead.
Like I just remember like waking up and just staying in the bed till like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Like I think the only thing I did was brush my teeth. I didn't eat. I didn't drink nothing. I would just brush my teeth, use the bathroom, wash my face, and go right back in the bed because I just couldn't do it. I remember like that whole year, I failed probably all my classes. I probably passed like probably the one class that you can't afford to like you can't afford to fail or whatever. And I just remember like, yo, I hate feeling like this. Like why do I feel like this? And I remember getting a job within that year, and I still felt bad. And I'm like, I don't know why I keep feeling like this. And I think a lot of things like in my personal life, like things were like I'm going through rough patch like in my relationship, and then all of like, and I'm like, you know, I was just feeling like I don't have not one thing in my life where as though it felt like I could just go and escape from, because it was just like so many different things just throwing. I was figuring out myself. I was trying to figure out like, is this what I want to do? Do I want to be in school? Like, what do I want to do? Like, who am I? I was trying to figure out who I am, and just being like in that headspace or whatever, I was just like, yeah, I can't do this because I'm not a suicidal person like at all. But during that time, I thought about that shit so many times. I thought about that, and I used to say to myself like, I'm not a suicidal person, but why am I thinking about that? And that's when I remember Candace asked me, and it kind of felt like she kind of like saved me, because I remember just like maybe like 2 days before she asked if I was depressed. I was like, I think I needed that because I was just like,
can we pause?
Like,
wait, hold on.
They fighting?
It sounded like it. Ooh, child, wait.
I was about to let her go on again.
Yeah. I didn't mean to stop you, but child. Ooh. They fighting? You okay?
yeah, I'm okay.
Okay, we good. We good? Everybody makeup good? I needed that. Right. Child. I had to break, like, can we break? Because I was about to be like, oh my God.
Yo, you gotta let it out on camera. It might be somebody out there, yo.
Yo.
I ain't never even, I'm not, well, Alanna knows, but I never even like talked about that before. That was like the first time I ever talked about that.
Ooh.
You're very brave for talking about
Yes,
that.
very. But we gonna get to that. I just needed to cut because y'all know.
Y'all close the window?
Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody
All right.
okay?
Hold up.
We all good?
Yeah.
You okay?
Hopefully you block it out.
All right.
Hopefully, yeah, because they started yelling. I'm like, hold on. Because if it's gunshots, get under the table. Get under the table.
Everybody makeup was about to be fucked up.
You can hear me? You can hear me? Okay.
You can hear me?
Oh, we good?
Wait,
Can you hear me?
You good?
Wait.
Okay.
Let me just make.
I feel like my chain be like in the way. Like,
Same.
yeah.
I thought my hair
Put it
was
inside.
He said it has to be outside.
Where's the mic?
right there.
It's right there. Just put it inside your.
No, put your chain in
Put
your
your
shirt.
chain in your shirt.
Oh, I'm good. Oh, he said I'm good. Okay.
You know, want another countdown?
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody good?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good.
Ooh, child.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Yeah, we had to take a little break. We was getting really, really emotional. Alyssa. Dang, I'm about to get emotional again. I thought it was. Just know that you aren't the only person amongst us. I know we'll all get to speak, but you're not the only person who's felt that way. You're not, you're not alone. Like, I know sometimes we get into our moments where we feel like we can't talk to anybody, or we don't want to bother anybody, or we don't want to feel like we are just throwing our problems or whatever onto other people. But just know that you are never alone. Like, all of us will pick up the phone.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? Like, and you are very brave, as Bria said, off camera, but to even be able to speak on that, because that is a tough thing to deal with, especially amongst yourself, when you just feel like, I don't want to be here. Like I said, I've been there, where you just feel like you just can't do it, or I don't want to feel this feeling. It's the feeling that you feel that you just don't want to feel. Negative feelings are really hard to navigate, really, really hard. But you're here. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it's about. You got out of that moment. You got out of those feelings. You were able to push through. And that's true strength. You know what I mean? Regardless. You know what I mean? So kudos to you.
But yeah. I thought I was done crying, but I'm still crying. Whatever. But, that definitely was like a rough patch in my life, because I really felt like it was just always something negative in my face, like always something negative, and it was just really it was so hard to get out of that feeling, because I really was different. I was trying stuff. Like, I remember I would be walking outside having an anxiety attack, and I didn't even know why. Like, I would just stop in the middle of me walking somewhere, and I'd be like, I don't feel okay, let me chill. There's just so many moments in her life I had to be like, I need to chill, like I need to relax. And it'll be periods where, as though for like 2 weeks I wasn't doing nothing, and then I get up and start doing stuff, and I go right back into, I don't even feel like doing this no more. Like, I just, so many periods in my life where I felt like I don't feel like doing anything. And then when one moment when I felt like I don't want to be here anymore, and I said one thing for sure, I was like, I will never kill myself. But it was just a thought that I was like, I don't even want to be here no more. And I was like, I swear, like, once God, I remember, I'll never forget that. I'll never forget that. That was January 17th of 2019. Candace asked me, "Are you depressed?" And that's when I remember being in that car ride going to New York and just telling everybody like what was wrong with me. And I was just like, that kind of felt good, just not having to tell one person, or two people, because I told Alanna and then I told Malik too. And it just felt better to just be able to tell everybody, because I just felt like I'm telling the same people and they're trying to help me, but it's like maybe I just need to hear a different voice this time to be able to help me, because they're here for me. They were both here for me. They were understanding of what I was going through too, but it was just kind of hard being that they were trying everything and it just wasn't like working, because I really couldn't even help myself no matter like how hard I tried, and I really did want to help myself. I don't know, maybe Candace was just my fairy godmother, and I was just like, I don't know, it was able to do like a whole switch, and I just kind of felt like a whole lot better. Like, I haven't felt like that in, well, I guess almost 2 years now.
The one thing about Candace, she get on your goddamn nerves, but she did when she is really, really needed. You be like, I don't fucking want to talk to her. I don't know. Candace. Okay. Like, I need you.
I remember like, Candace, I need you to come, because I don't want to cry by myself. Like, I remember doing that so many times.
Yeah, she'd be like, I don't cry.
Yeah.
So yeah, whatever. But thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
That's serious. And I know it's somebody who will be watching this who will probably be crying with us and with you, and who, they understand. You know what I mean? Thank you.
You're welcome.
Is there anybody else who want to go? Your greatest fear.
Greatest fear. I think my greatest fear is not being successful in what I'm like my business is. That, and also what you're saying, like losing myself, like mental. And I think it's because I am not a person, like I've never lost myself. Like, it can be like not like ending a friendship, a relationship, a job. Like, yes, I definitely have my moments where I'm like, oh my God, I'm like depressed, but I've never like lost myself. Like, I never just been like in a place where like I just took time for myself. Like, I always need to do something. Like, I just need to be moving, or I need to listen to music, or I need to be cooking. I just need to do something. So like, I really fear of losing myself, because if you never had that time to take time for yourself, when you get to that point, it's like, what do you do? Like, you don't have nothing. Like, not saying I don't have nobody to go to, but like, I've never just encountered that time or like that time for myself. That I'd be like, Lana, just give yourself a break. And you know, like, prime example, I I lost my best friend in 2015. You know, we talked like, you know, all the time, like here and there, whatever. But it was just like, you know, like he passed, and I was talking to him like the day of he died, right? And it just felt weird because I didn't hear from him, you know? I didn't hear from him, and his cousin had called me. He was like, well, like, Karan died. So I was like, what? Like, what you talking about? He was like, Karan passed away, like he had an asthma attack. So I'm like, okay. Not registered. I'm like, no. I go to the mom's house, you know, I'm saying hi to his mom and everything. Still no. Yes, I shared a couple of tears, but no, like, I don't believe it. The funeral came. I didn't go because of other reasons. I wasn't able to go. To this day, like, I don't think that he's gone. And that's just been like a part of me going back to I've never lost myself, you know? And I just feel like whenever I am comfortable enough to just accept the fact that he's gone, I think that I'm not going to be myself. You know, like, I never had a friend that was just like a friend, like, especially guys, you know, like, you can't have bunch of guy friends, but like, he was my friend, my best friend at that. And I just can't like accept the fact that he is gone, and it bothers me all the time. You know, his anniversary just passed when he passed away, and I still can't accept the fact that he is gone. So I decided, like, on his birthday, on August 13th, I will just send up balloons and a candle for him. And maybe that would be my time that I accept it. But I do really fear of losing myself because I'm just always, I'm happy. Like, you know, I'm just like a joyful person. I do have my moments when I'm just like, you know, like down, whatever, but I'm never like to the point where like I can't do anything. I'm just always there for somebody, and I don't know how to be there for myself, and I don't allow anybody to help me out. I do, but I don't in a way which everybody needs it. So I definitely fear of losing myself and losing people that I care about, because it's hard for me to accept the fact that they are not here. That I do have a problem with.
Do you think that you use helping people also as a distraction?
I think so. And I asked myself that too. I was like, you know, like maybe you're like blocking out your emotions by helping other people, and like you've been doing it so much, it's like you don't know how to just tell somebody like, hey, I'm sad, or hey, like, I need advice. Of course, I asked for it, but like it's not in a way that's like, can we just sit down, like really talk? Because I really need it. Like, I don't know. Like, I never been like that. I've always been like, I'm gonna stand on my own type of person. You know, not so much like I need somebody, but like I just want to figure it out before I go and ask for help. There's nothing wrong asking for help. I definitely ask for help when it's needed. But I just always been that, Candace, you okay? Like, come, or Bria, like, you need something? I just always been that person. So like me having to like a mental breakdown, it's like it's weird for me because I just never experienced that. And I feel like whenever I do have that, I'm gonna need y'all. So please be prepared when I really have this breakdown, because I'm gonna need y'all, because I've never had it before. So in advance, I'll apologize for mood swings, whatever I do. But
In advance, I'm apologize.
but
Side effects include.
Warning.
yes. But I'm gonna need y'all because I've never had that before. So
I just
that
want
is
this
my
shit
fear.
to just stop. Like, it's rolling. Like,
I can't
I'm over here, the shit's going.
I'm like, thank God my lashes are up
Right?
there, not here.
I'm like, thank God I don't got no makeup on today. I'm just, you know what I mean? Just a little wiping boogers back on my face.
Right.
But yeah, I'm definitely very fortunate to have a loving family, siblings, boyfriend. I'm definitely very fortunate of that I do have the support. So again, whenever that does happen,
We here.
Yeah. And then we'll go out and get some drinks after.
Right? We gonna drink and we gonna be like, yeah, Alanna, because you know. You know the shit. Fuck the goddamn shit.
We should all plan a day to go out, by the way.
No,
we should. Yes.
are.
Not even a whole week of a girl's trip. Just us.
Yeah, we
like
need to.
the whole weekend. A weekend.
A week might be too long. You know, I need space. You know what I mean? 3 days. Yeah, I gotta have
Nah,
I know you're gonna like sneak. You can't go to the basement now,
right? You know that's my place. Anybody knows me, I go to my dad's house. I go right to the
What's in the
basement.
basement?
Me. Oh.
Yes.
I don't notice that every time we have a
yeah.
gathering, I go right to the basement.
she'll disappear.
Oh, yeah.
And you're like, where?
Yo, my
she was
room
too
is
upstairs.
my safe place.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm hungry, you'll see me in there for like 5 minutes. Okay, I'm in my room. Like, my room is my safe place. Like, I won't. I mean, I feel like everybody just like deserves space though. But I take space. Like, if people over, I sit there and I'll be like, all right, I just creep away. I want to go. He upstairs in her room.
No,
Like,
for
that's
real.
just
That's
my safe
Kari. He
place.
be in his room all damn
For
day.
real, like I hate company. If you're
Crazy.
not my family, you will never see
Dang
over.
it, y'all
I don't
already
like
know
company.
my house. Nobody come to my
Like
house.
only my family could come. Like that, I don't consider that company. Like you live
It
here
ain't-
too.
Right.
I think my greatest fear would be something happening with my children.
You get another tissue.
Yeah, it will be them because I'm such a worrywart when it comes to them. Like every single thing that happens, I'll be like, what happened? Who did it? Where did it come from? How did they do it? Tell me again. You know, like I know, like I am like overboard. I'm not overboard, but I am like constantly like, what happened? Da da da. That's it. It would be them, like something happening with them.
That's your greatest fear?
Mm-hmm.
Nothing with yourself?
No, not anything I can think of. Because if I have a breakdown, I've climbed myself out of breakdowns. Bad credit, climb myself out of that. You know what I mean? Like climb myself out of that debt. Here's a plan. Climb myself out of it. So I feel like as long as I feel like I'm not gonna drag myself to the train tracks, I will survive and I'll climb myself out of it. So there's not anything right now that I can think of with myself that would be like my greatest fear. It would have to be with my children.
I would say right now, my greatest fear would just be failure in anything. I think in a lot of things, I'm a perfectionist, so I like to do things every detail. If like I'm producing something, it's my work. I want it to be like as good as possible or like up to my standards, which I think are sometimes unachievable. So I think because of that, there are many things that I could do and that I don't, because I'm just afraid that I might not succeed in it or that it might not come out how I turned after putting so much work into it. So I would say that's my biggest fear now. And similar to you, Alanna, I think what was my biggest fear before was passing away without fulfilling my purpose or too young, without, making it to med school like I've been planning all this time to do, or without doing that. And I think that, ironically, that fear kind of, I don't really have it anymore because I actually lost my best friend too, very traumatically. And I'm not gonna cry. I went through like a lot of anxiety, and I think that was probably like a very low time for me, because she actually, let me take a minute. She was like an angel in my life when I met her, and she truly was my protector at that time. So I think after she passed away, I became very anxious, and I was also afraid and not very comfortable with like my own mortality. And I think what made that fear kind of go away was like with time, just thinking of her and how much of an impact she's made on my life. She has made an impact on so many people's lives. And I think I don't have that fear anymore because I think I've been doing that. And I think every day I just try to approach, this could be my last day seeing someone. So I'm very comfortable with my mortality now. I think I don't look at it as like, what did I accomplish that's tangible? I think about how I've touched people in my life.
Mm.
And I think that's why now I don't really have that fear anymore, because of her.
Yeah.
I love y'all.
Yeah.
I was pushing through that one.
Yeah. You did good because we're not good. Okay? They said, let me just get this goddamn. Y'all already know. I mean, my sisters know. A lot of TV land don't know. I am the super sensitive one out of everybody. Like, I'm not emotional though. That's the crazy part about it. People get them mixed up between being emotional and being sensitive. I'm not emotional, but I'm very sensitive to energy, and I had to learn that, of course. Yeah. My greatest fear used to be failure, but I failed so many times, and I've learned to embrace my failure, because out of failure comes some beautiful things. Sometimes, I was that person who, regardless of what it was, I'm always going to figure something out. Like, I'm always going to figure it out. I'm always going to be okay. Regardless, I've been broke. Like I said, I've been broke. I've been heartbroken. I've been depressed. I've been hating my job. I've lost people too, and I've always come out okay. But that, your fear is my fear now. Like, I fear dying and not being there for my children. I fear, because they love me so much. Like, when you embrace that love and you have that love from people, especially from your kids, because they need me so much. Like, they need me so much. If it's like, God forbid, and especially, dealing with COVID, and you just seeing people, just every time you turn around, sometimes I have to get off of social media because it's always a RIP, or this person passed away, people close to you passed away. Like, there's just so much, and it's like, tomorrow could be your last day. You have no idea, like, what are my kids gonna do if I'm not here? Like, because I know they look for me for everything. Like, Clay J is always on me. He's young. You get what I'm saying? He's always on me. Kari always needs me, even though he is 17 and he acts like he's just that person. But he always needs me. He's always looking to me for something. And it's like, what if? You know what I'm saying? It's so much that I want to do, and I don't know where I'm going. I don't know where I'm heading at this point. Like, I don't know. I know you guys haven't been on spiritual journeys. Candace has. You know what I mean? We all have. Let me just say that. It's just, you don't recognize what it is. You don't recognize the breakdowns that are needed for reconstructing. Like I said, I've been there where work was my life. Candace could tell you, every little bit of time that I had was being filled with something. I was working 2 jobs. I was interning. I was a mom. I was like all over the place. I could not stay in the house. I couldn't stay by myself. I always needed to do something. Always needed to do something. What happened? I lost my job. I didn't have a plan A, plan B, nothing. And I was depressed. Like, when I say depressed, I was depressed. This was 2009. I was depressed. And I didn't know it was depression. I wasn't going to sleep. Like, I would be up all day. I was home alone. My mother, like, at this time, Kari didn't see me cry till last year. No, actually, yeah, last year is the first time Kari ever see me break down, Kari ever see me cry, and that's because I needed him. You know what I mean? And I felt bad because I needed my teenage son. But at the same time, it felt good knowing that you was around somebody who loves you. You get what I'm saying? But I will always have them at my mother's. This is when it was just Kari. I would always have Kari at my mother's house so he wouldn't see me break down, because I'm a superhero to my children. You get what I'm saying? So I wasn't sleeping. I didn't understand. I'm looking for jobs. I'm looking. I'm like jobs that I know I am built for, jobs that I know my resume is like far beyond it. Wasn't getting nothing. And it wasn't until I said, I'm gonna go back to school. That shit didn't do nothing. But I went back to school and then I started saying, you know what? Because everything that I was trying to do wasn't me. It was just a job. It was just to get money. It was just to sustain my time. And once I started doing things that I really wanted to do, I want to do this, I want to do that, and I started really living for me, and I started letting go of the materialism, letting go of the things that I felt like I needed, things started opening up. And that takes time. You get what I'm saying? But then I passed that. Then I fell in love, right? I broke up with a person that I didn't need to be with. Got with somebody else. Fell in love. And it wasn't right for me, but it was what I needed at the time. And then I started outgrowing that and I had on my rose-colored glasses, taking off my rose-colored glasses, started seeing things for what it is. What happened? Boom, another hit. Heartbreak. Out of nowhere, I got a kid. I got 2 kids at this time. You know what I'm saying? After that, I lost my job again. I lost my car. I lost everything. And it was like every time I tried to take a brick that was falling and put it back on top of the house, 2 more bricks fell. Then I'm trying to put the 2 bricks back on there. 5 bricks fall. Then I try to put 5 bricks back on. 20 bricks fall. And I was just like, God, I give up. I was like here, where it was just like, I don't know what to do no more. Because every time I'm trying. And shit just keeps fucking up. Like, I'm losing my job. I'm at my lowest. I don't have anything, literally. I've never been that broke in my life. I've never been that low in my life. Now I got 2 kids. I got a house that I got to take care of. I got this that I got to do. I got that I got to do. And it's like, what the fuck? What am I supposed to do? But I never lost faith. And I always, in the back of my head, I'm like, I know I'm going to be okay. I might not can see it right now, but I know God's going to provide a way for me regardless. I know things are going to come through. And every time I needed him, he came through.
He be on time.
He came through.
Tell you, girl.
It might not have been the way
Sunday.
I wanted him to come through.
On a Sunday.
Bro, like, he came through. I didn't know how I was going to pay this bill, pay that bill. Boom, here go a check. Or allowing my friends to help me, which was hard. Like, hard. I'm not even gonna say my friends, one friend. And I still, like, I love her for it because she's never judged me for it. And she know how hard it is for me to accept help or ask for help or anything. But she held me down. Like, people that I didn't, like just holding me down. God holding me down. Crying every day. When I say every day, when we worked at fucking, in the summer, y'all don't even know. There's a couple of times I had to ask to go home because I couldn't, like, I just could not. Like, I had to go home and I would just cry, losing weight, cry. There's certain times, like certain things that come up on my timeline and I'd be like, I just finished crying at. Like, right before I took that picture. And I took the picture and my caption was like, sun's gonna come out this day. Like, don't worry, like storms, like just shit, just to help other people because I'm going through it, like going through it. But nobody wouldn't know because it's not that I'm hiding it, but I can't discuss it without breaking. You get what I'm saying? And sometimes that happens where you can't discuss things without breaking. Now I can talk about shit and I'll be like, look, I done been through this, I done been through that, But that was my biggest fear. My biggest fear, and it still is my biggest fear, is just not so many things I want to do and not being able to accomplish them. You get what I'm saying? And once again, dealing with environments that make you sick. Shit, I got newfound asthma. Like, you get what I'm saying? And then every time you turn around, there's something I'm at work and every commercial is a cancer commercial. And I'm just like, oh my God, what if I have I can't, sometimes somebody start talking about death, I get instant anxiety. Like somebody start talking about cancer, I get instant anxiety. Somebody start talking about COVID, I get instant anxiety, and I be trying to breathe through it. And nobody knows what I'm going through because I've learned how to breathe through it, but I'm dying inside because it's just like, I don't want to talk about this because this is a fear of mine. You get what I'm saying? Everybody around you is going through shit. So, yes. Just to say all that, like, you know, we all have, and we're not the only ones, you get what I'm saying? But we all have these inner fears that we fight every day. And these demons, these negative demons, like, you know what I mean, that we try to avoid and that we try to fight. And I say all of that because your fear is understandable. I don't want to be broke. I want to make money. But you also have to understand that if that shall happen, just saying, because we don't know how God works or whatever, but if that should happen, you're going to be okay. And you train your mind to be okay. You get what I'm saying? And know that even if that does happen, I'm going to pick myself up and I'm going to try again. You get what I'm saying? It's not the end of the world. You know what I'm saying? Us not accomplishing things that we might think is what we want in that moment. It's not the end of the world. Sometimes it's just the ending for a new beginning. You know what I mean? Candace thought she was going to be corporate. And look.
And so, and I'm glad that you just said that because, you know, I was sitting here really while y'all were talking like, damn, is something wrong with me? Because I don't think I have a fear with myself. And it's not that. It's I have things that bother me, right? But it's because I've experienced not everything, but so many things and have had to climb myself out of it that I know that, like, okay, if it happens, I'm going to attack it. I might live in it, but I'm going to give myself time when I live in it and it's going to expire. And then it's time for me to pick myself up and how am I going to climb myself out of it? So it's not that I don't like feel anything or that like, you know, I'm perfect and nothing happens to me. That is not it at all. It's just that like, I know that eventually it's going to be okay. And I'm going to pick myself up and figure out what the next thing is. Is it hard when you're going through it? Absolutely.
Ooh,
it is very hard when you're going through it, you know, but like I'm sitting here and I'm thinking about y'all and I'm like, okay, yeah, thought I was going to be the corporate person snatched from me. You know what I mean? Go from making like this banging ass salary being young to like zero.
Yeah. Because
you know?
she lost her job. Not to tell your business, but I remember Candace losing her job. And I used to be like, won't you try this? And she's like, I'm not doing nothing under this amount of money.
Yeah.
I can't do nothing under this amount of money.
Yeah.
I'm not taking nothing less than that.
Yeah. And I had to shift, you know? So like, but I was just telling you this in the car.
Yeah.
I lost my job. I had a baby, but my labor and delivery was traumatic, right? Like we almost died. Then my husband just started a school. So like on top of that, I have postpartum depression, right? It took me days to hold my newborn. I was sitting there looking at her like, oh, she's cute. Like she wasn't mine. You know what I mean? Like, and so like I had postpartum depression. I'm dealing with it at home alone because he's gone 3 days a week till 9 o'clock. You know what I mean? Like all these things happening. And so like, was it slow for me to recover? Yes. But like I have pulled myself out of these things. And so I think that's why I'm like, no, I can't think of anything that's my greatest fear. I have experienced some things and I have tried different things to pull myself out of it. So I know that like eventually I'm going to be all right. You know, so I think it is very important that you do say that like, yes, it's okay to have the goals and aspirations and all of that stuff. Or, you know, to say, you know, I'm not good enough. I suffer from that too. I suffer from the perfectionism, from the, I don't want to do this because if I don't do it right and if it's not perfect, then I don't want to fail. I suffer from that too. You know what I mean? So like, I think it's important to note that like, you know, you will be okay regardless. You'll be fine.
The sun always comes out after the storm and flowers do grow from rain.
Okay.
So definitely, I mean, like I said, me and Candace, we're married, so we've experienced things together. We've experienced things apart.
Mm-hmm.
We, sometimes she's tough on me. Sometimes I'm tough on her. Sometimes she understands that she's sensitive, and I'm mostly sensitive. Like, but us being the oldest, like we definitely do understand. You know what I mean? And it's not easy. We call it the dark night of the soul, and it's really like facing yourself and really the triggers or the traumas. Like I used to always fear like I'm gonna be alone, and I don't want to be alone because I'm so different and people don't understand me, and it's like sometimes I feel like I'm repelling people, like you know what I mean, instead of like, of course people gravitate towards me, people love me, but I can't take everybody. You get what I'm saying? Like I can only take people in doses, or I can't be around people for long periods of time. Like I said, when I go to daddy's house, we go every freaking Christmas, except this Christmas, even though I went after, but like, and when it's too many people and there's too many energies, I go right downstairs in the cocoon in the basement and I be by myself. And they be like, well, what you doing down here? I'm chilling because I can't take it. And it's not that I don't want to be around people. It's just a lot. Everybody has different feelings. Everybody has different energies. And I just go downstairs. That is my safe space. Candace takes the top. I take the bottom.
That's like, I go
that's
upstairs.
just how she goes right upstairs in the room. Nope. I'll be right downstairs in my little, area, whatever. And if it's people downstairs, I go outside to the backyard. Like, or I'll just go sit in the front. Like, that's how I am. But yeah, it's pulling yourself out of those things once you start realizing, because it be first, it be like, I go through this and then I come out. And then I go do that, and then I come out, and then I experience this, and then I get out of it, and then you start realizing the pattern, like, oh, it's this again. It just might be masked in a different way.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, yeah, I'm gonna go through it, and it hurts,
Mm-hmm.
and it's hard, and I might feel like I'm never getting out of it.
Child, especially when you start recognizing that it's a spiritual journey
Yes.
that you on. That's when
And
it's
timing
really
is everything. Yes, when shit just start looking different to you, and it's
You
an
lose
experience.
a lot of things.
It's a lot of things. Shit starts speaking to you in your ears, and
Yep.
and freaking
And
like you waking
everybody-
up in the middle of the night and you literally could feel energy on you. You like,
Mhm.
what is this? What is going on? Or you start seeing the way life just happens. Like, this prepared you for this, then prepared you for that, then prepared you for this. And sometimes you step on something and you see the light, but you don't see nothing in front of you. And the unknown is a scary place because you don't know what's going to happen. You like, what the hell is next? I don't understand. This is not what I planned, especially when you are a control freak in your life, where you need to know every nook and cranny. Like, I need this to be this, and this is going to happen because I prepared for this. I have it A, B, C, D, E, and God says, nope. You wait for me. And that's hard. That you wait for me, like, what? No, I'm going to try this. Nope, not going to work.
On his side.
Nope, I'm going to try that. Nope, not going to work because that's not what I want you to do. That's not, I told you to wait for me. So you're going to try this, it's going to fail. You're going to try that, it's going to fail because I told you to wait for me. And it's like, like, that's what happens. But let's get on a brighter note. Like, what do you feel motivates you? Like, what pushes you to keep going?
Life. I'm here. I'm grateful.
Right,
to wake
but
up.
there's something. So you might not have experienced, like, of course, you're 22 years old. You got a long time. You got some shit. You got some shit to go through. But like, when you want to do something, or when you want to push through, or when you want to strive, or like when you want to accomplish something, what motivates you to do those things?
Music. I love I feel like music is a part of me. Like if it ain't put clothes on, it's music. Like I need music in the shower, when I wake up.
Is it because you relate to the lyrics, how it makes you feel,
I just feel like, well, I do understand where you're coming from when it comes to like the lyrics and stuff, but I just feel like waking up okay, I would say like an upbeat type of music because like it gets my day going. You know what I mean? People just, something like me, my day. Like I need to make up my bed. My bed is made up, good. Like I can go on with the day. If my room is messed up, like I feel like what you do reflects like yourself. I mean, reflects your day. Say if like your room is messed up, your day is gonna be messed up because like your space. Because like when you go to work, you're there, but like you want to come home to a clean space or like a clear mind. You know what I mean? So music for me is just that way of like, you know what? All right, I'm gonna have a good day. It could be a freaking sad song. It could be an upbeat song. It could be a rap song. It gets me going to what I have to do. I just need music. I don't know. Like music just always, and like my dad, like he's a man. Well, like his like side hustle. Like he's a DJ. I've been around music all my life, so like like that's just been like my thing. Like music just gets me going. It motivates me to do more. It also like just like it gets me to like feel better about some things too. Just depending on like what the mood was, like how the day was. So music.
Okay. Anybody else?
For me, other people's success. Like a lot of people envy people's success, but like when I literally I know a lot of people, especially the people I went to like school with, whereas though like they were like the same position that we all used to be in. Like we're kids, young, dreaming about stuff. And I went to school people that are famous now, or they're like successful, like entrepreneurs. Like that type of stuff motivates me to to keep on pushing, being that like they were in the position that I'm in currently, and that the fact that they was able to get to where they want to be. Like other people's success always motivates. I never get jealous. That's like so inspiring to me, especially when I know that person too. I'd be like, oh shit, yeah, I'm definitely there. I know them too. I can ask them like, what did you do? Like, how did you like get yourself out of spaces where you feel like, damn, this shit not working? Like, what did you do? Like, I have so many friends literally like went to school with that all like a lot of people are so successful. It's like very inspiring to me. I'd be like, yeah, definitely. That's something that's like a sign to me. It's like it's so many people I know that are successful. That's like I'm gonna be successful too. So that definitely pushes me and makes me like not want to give up, especially now. And I'm like in a space where as though I have like some type of idea on what I want to do, and I know that I'm gonna get there too. I just keep on pushing, especially as I see other people achieving their goals too. So that makes me want to like do all of that.
I think acknowledgement motivates me, and for me to see that what I did wasn't in vain and it actually made a difference. That will keep me going. And so I don't need praise. I don't need, not per se, right? Like I don't need for you to be like, oh my God, you're the best ever. You're the greatest. You're the this, you're the that. I don't need that, but I need for the person or people to simply say that they recognize that I did something, and maybe like to recognize that I did something, and then for me to see if it actually made a difference. So it's like, okay, so what I said was helpful. What I did was helpful. It helped them. Okay, great. I can keep doing this. And if I don't get none of that, then I'll be like, what the hell am I doing this for anyway? I don't want to do this no more. So those things.
Okay.
I think I would actually say the same thing as Candace. I would say that definitely like my love language is words of affirmation, one of them. And I think definitely hearing things like to keep me going is even like you're doing great, or that was good. Like even little things, or that was smart, or that was creative. Like it doesn't have to be an extravagant like praise. It's just little things to like let me know that either things are appreciated. And I wouldn't say I seek validation from people all the time, because sometimes I'm like, oh, I know this is good. But I think definitely hearing it and having just affirm what I'm already feeling, I think that definitely makes me keep going. But then again, I think that also it does two things for me. It either keeps me going, or sometimes if I get too much, then I guess because of my perfectionist personality, it becomes kind of stressful for me, because I feel like it's kind of like, you enter a job, you go above and beyond, and then they're like, wow, this is amazing. And then you feel every single time that stress to just be excellent all the time, and you can't have an off day. I think that also like kind of like makes me be very awkward, and, I'm thinking too much. I'm always in my head. So like, that can also kind of not motivate me as much, or not in a good way. And I think also security. I don't like feeling uncomfortable in any way. So if I notice myself feeling uncomfortable or I'm uncomfortable in the space that I'm in, I'm thinking, how am I getting out of this? Like, what am I going to do? Like, I need to get out of this space in some way. And that's motivating, knowing that I can and creating a plan. I'm a huge planner, so I'm always like trying to find something. How am I going to get to where I need to be? And the third thing, unfortunately, it's not number one, is passion. And it's not my number one or number two because of that security. And I feel like I'm always thinking logically. I'm always weighing pros and cons. And even if I might feel strong towards one way or another, or I feel like maybe I should do this, if it doesn't add up like logically to me, or I know that this may not be the most secure decision, I may not do it. So,
Okay. What motivates me? My children definitely motivate me. Because I want to make them proud. And telling me I can and telling me I can't. Both of them motivate me. Like, if you tell me I can't do something, or if you underestimate me, or you know what I mean, like, it sends me in a whole different vibe. Also, if you hurt my feelings, it's weird, but it's like negatives always, for the most part, push me to be more positive. It pushes me to be more like striving. And it's, my dad always says this, but it's just like, you know what I mean? You always want to prove somebody wrong. And I do. Like, I always want to prove somebody wrong. If you don't believe in me, it's just going to motivate me to just be amazing. Don't do reverse psychology because that never works. But more of like, you really doubt me, cool. And if you really believe in me, cool. And knowing that I helped somebody, I had to understand that I can't help everybody, but knowing that I made a difference in somebody's life motivates me to be more of a better person, So those things. But you tell me I can't, boy, I'm gonna show you I can't. You know what I mean? My dad told me that he just thought I wasn't gonna, finish college or nothing, and that just set me in a whole. All right, watch. Now I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna do it, and then I'm gonna show you that I can do it with a kid and everything. Like, that's just how that's gonna work. But yeah, those things motivate me. My kids motivate me a lot because I feel like I can't fail. Like, regardless of what it is, I can't, because I have to teach them that no matter what happens, you still push through. Adversity is nothing. Like, that's what you're gonna deal with, but you still gotta push through. So, and my last question to you guys is, before you leave this earth, how do you want to be remembered?
I struggle with that a lot. Um, and I struggle with that because I feel like I'm not on the path to be remembered. And it's starting to bother me. It didn't bother me before, but it is now for some reason. I don't know where it came from or why all of a sudden like that concerns me, but it does now. Like, I'm starting to look at my relationships with people, friendships, my marriage, my relationship with my kids, y'all. Like, I'm starting to look at just the different dynamics and relationships that I have with people, and I feel like I am on the path to not being remembered. Or I struggle, like, I always say, like, don't throw me no surprise party. First, I don't want a surprise, right? But secondly, because I feel like nobody will show up. Like, that's where I am. Like, or I sit and I think about, like, all right, well, what happens at my funeral? Am I gonna have people that come there? Like, I listen to my mother when she's saying, oh, we went to a funeral and so was there from da da da, and this is what we did. It's like childhood stories and people that she knows from different parts of her life, and she remembers when, and I remember the time we did this, and I'm like, I don't think I have any of that. Like, so it's like, when does become, being a loner and being by yourself. What's the fine line when you like take it too far a little bit? And I mean, it's not too late to make memories and create things with people, but like, yeah, like I'm legit struggling with that now. So how do I want to be remembered? I have no idea. I have no idea. I would hope that people would know that I give you the really real, that I was someone that you could always like come for to get the truth. So like I might not necessarily be the one to sugarcoat, but it's like, you know what? If I know that I need this, I can go to Candace for that. Like I would hope that, I would be remembered for that, and that not a negative thing or something that's forgotten. Like, remember that girl? Like, not that. That's all I got. Like I don't know.
Okay.
I can agree. Like, I don't really know either, like, how I want to be remembered. But I don't have an exact thing, I should say. But I do so want to feel like I meant something to people. Like, people can say, like if once I leave this earth, people are like, she was like this type of person to me. Or like, I just want to live, like, I want to leave this earth and people have something, like they feel a way about me that's a really, really good feeling. Like, I don't really have like anything direct. I want people to remember me as the one with the money. Like, I don't want that, but I want them to remember me as someone that made them feel good. Like, especially when they was needed most too. Like, I just want something like that, where so like they just have something good to say about me, and not even like I remember she gave me $1 when I was $2 short. Like, I don't want none of that. But something like real sincere and genuine.
Sidebar, do you see what I mean now? She is a Capricorn all the way, and she is a Sagittarius.
How?
We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
Okay.
You see it?
Yeah. Y'all on the cusp. So it's easy for one to stray on one side and somebody else to stray on the other side. Because Ahmad is a whole Sag.
It's the whole Sag.
A whole Sag. Like, he's 100% Sag. I don't care what's in his chart.
Yeah.
But
That moment when you don't even know about zodiac signs. Right? It's like, okay.
Yeah, I feel like we're on the same page. I don't really know, I mean, I just live by this. Live
by the gun, you die by the gun.
You know what?
Like just like every day when you wake up, live like it's your last day, because you never know. You just really never know. Like everyone else said, I just remembered as that person that was, I needed her whenever she was available, or this good person. I don't think anybody just has like a, hey, like, we want people to remember you by when you go away. I don't think people have that like in mind. I mean, if you do, sure. But I just live, I just live every day. I don't really know what people think of me, because people can have different views depending on like how you were to a certain person, how somebody was to you. So of course people are gonna have different opinions, but personal opinion, I really think I'm a great person. I really
but
do.
how do you want them?
I mean, I'm not
to remember you. Like, what's the one thing about you, or two things, or three things about you that you want people to remember?
I mean,
you?
I'm crazy. Like, I'm a jokester.
Okay, you told the jokes.
I'm funny. Like that. I mean, I feel
She
like
was mad funny.
I feel like that's one thing about me that people gonna remember. Like, I'm really like goofy. Like, I'm just so funny. People gonna be like, "Yo, Lana." Like, it's crazy.
So like you want them to remember you as being a funny person,
right? So yeah, but other than that, like, I don't really have like something that I have like. Remember me, like, I was the girl that always cut her hair. No, like, but just that person that was like, she's a great person. She always made me laugh when I needed just somebody to go to. So
there you go.
Yeah.
I want to be remembered for me. And by me, I guess that's literally me, and also just the energy that I bring. So I think, I mean, I'm told this now, that I'm always smiling and always happy, and I hope I stay that way. And I hope that, whatever life throws at me in the future doesn't change me and who I am, and that energy that I bring. As someone going into the medical field, I know I'm going to encounter like a lot of people daily. I'm going to have my own patients. And I guess just two things: I want to be known as a great doctor who listened and cared. That's it. those two things, who listened and cared. And I think even in my personal relationships, I just hope I'm remembered as someone who was happy, someone who brought positive energy, who listened, and who cared. And that's it.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
That was good. I always say I want to be remembered for making an impact on people's lives. Like when I want them to be like, yo, like I remember she helped me with this. I remember she helped me through this. I remember she helped me through that. Like she really made an impact on my life, you know.
Wait, sidebar before you finish talking. It's so crazy how we are all so different. But like,
yeah, we the same.
We're the same.
like, do you notice how we're all saying like we're gonna be like people remembering it as like we helped them in some type of way. Like
When we started off, our purpose was helping.
Yeah.
Every last one of us.
like
in
we
some
all
type of
said
way.
like people. Like it's just like we're like when we want to help somebody or like somebody in need or just somebody to make them laugh. Like it's always somebody. Even though we're like, I don't like people. I'm going to the basement. I'm going to my room. I'm going outside. But like a part of us
Still want to help.
still want to help. Like so, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna help you. Just stay right there.
Yeah. help
We
you
gonna talk
virtually.
across the table.
Like, I'm gonna help you. Just text me.
I might disappear for 6 months after, but I'm gonna help you.
I might disappear 6 months after. I might answer the text maybe a year later. Like that was nice. Like
Definitely Bria in the group chat. Bria in the group chat, okay?
Yeah, Bria gonna help you 3 weeks later.
Yes,
Sure.
Katie turned
like,
5
oh my
2 months ago.
oh my God,
Happy
happy
birthday.
birthday,
Yes. But yes, definitely I wanna be remembered for making an impact on somebody's life in a great way, of course, a helpful way, you know, a motivational way. You know, I want to be remembered that way. You know, it makes me, you know, I love the kids, you know. Damn, I love the kids. But like, you know, it always makes me feel good when they come back to me and, you know, they're so excited to tell me something. Like I ran into one of my old kids. He's grown now. Of course, they're all grown. But like I ran into one of my old kids and he was so excited to tell me that he was a youth development specialist, that he, you know what I mean? Like he was so happy to tell me. He calls me mommy, but he was just like, Ma, he was like, I just got this job or whatever, and like I'm going to orientation. And I was like, oh my God, that's so good. And I seen him on a pass through, but he was so excited. And it's like knowing that they're so quick to tell you that they, you know what I mean, about their accomplishments and stuff. Leslie, she invites me to every freaking graduation that she has, or she tells me about her grades or whatever. Like those things, you know that you made a difference some type of way. And not just with teens, like adults too, you know, just knowing that you helped somebody get through a tough, like part of their lives, a tough moment or whatever. That's how I want to be remembered. Kind of like when Nipsey passed, and it was like how everybody has such good things to say about the help that he's done within his community and stuff like that. And it's like, see, that is exactly what I'm talking about. Like, and I've been saying it's like, that's exactly the type of impact that I want to leave and the impression that I want to leave on people. So I want to thank you guys for this episode. It was very emotional.
Yeah. It was deep.
It was deep. It was emotional, and I just want to thank you guys too for your courage and sharing. You know, your insecurities, your fears, you know, and the things that you go through, because who knows, somebody might watch this and we might be doing our job, you know what I mean, just by this one episode. So I thank everybody out there for watching. It's been very touching. I'm gonna go clean my face, wipe all these boogers because I got mad job in my face.
Fix my lashes.
Right. Thank you. We are out. Alyssa, Alanna, Candace, Bria.
See you when I see you.
Peace.